Welcome to Metal Vice, a podcast where we talk about all things music.
Well, the things we care about.
That's right, which is mainly metal music and live music. I'm your host, Brian, joined with the other host,
Karen.
And today we are talking about the Midwest Brewtal Fest.
Brewtal Fest,
yes. This was in Springfield, Missouri. Not Missouri, Mississippi. No, fucking Christ. Michigan. Springfield, Michigan.
Yes.
Every fucking place has a Springfield. I don't know if Mississippi does. I don't know why I said that.
I don't know. Yeah.
But
I don't know.
Missouri made sense to me. Springfield, Illinois makes sense to me. It's the capital. But no, Springfield, Michigan.
We were in Michigan, yes.
We were in Michigan. This was Midwest Brewtal Fest. Before we dive into all the bands and the festival and whatnot, just a few things up front. You can talk to us through Instagram. We are MetalVice1 on Instagram. Comment on shit, message us there. We'll respond when we can. As well as our email is metalvice1@gmail.com.
Has anybody ever emailed us?
Nobody's ever emailed us yet, no.
Somebody email us.
I don't know. That might be weirder than like Instagram for some reason.
Yeah, that's true.
But that is
pen pals on email.
Yeah, I don't know, but that is an option.
Yeah.
Another option is our YouTube channel. I think we're just Metal Vice 1 on YouTube as well. If you're watching this on YouTube, you clearly found it.
I think it's Metal Vice Podcast on YouTube.
Is it? I can't remember.
But yeah, if you're watching this, then you found it.
Yeah, you found it. In any case, you can leave a comment on our videos as well, and we'll try to respond to there as well. I'm still not super good at that because I don't see the replies.
Yeah.
I don't know why it doesn't
I was going through the filter as well, and it's kind of weird to see it. Or if you reply, I don't see the comment anymore.
Yeah, exactly.
It's very weird.
So I haven't figured that out. I haven't also spent a lot of time trying to figure it out, but
we're not YouTubers.
We put shit on YouTube, but we're not good at what we do.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
This is a hobby that started a few years ago and continued to be a hobby that we've gotten slightly better at.
Maybe worse.
I don't know. You said you watched some of the old videos and they're not.
Oh, they're horrible.
Yeah,
but not that these are good.
No, but like I said, slightly better.
Okay.
In any case, that's how you can contact us. And at shows, if you see us at a show, go up, say hey if you want.
In between bands.
Yeah, in between bands. We've ran into a few people that way, and it's super cool just chatting about music and whatnot with them.
We love to talk about music, so
super fun.
Or at random restaurants, fast food restaurants along the way.
Yeah, we've done that as well. You have the list of bands. Let's get back into the festival itself. Yeah,
let's do that.
Why don't you read off the list of bands? You have the flyer for the set times.
The set times, yeah.
So just read off the bands in order. From bottom up, I would say.
Bottom up, okay.
Yeah.
Let me get
Or let's do top down. Let's start with the headliner and work our way down. Yeah.
Okay.
And just alternate stages, because there were 2 stages at this festival.
There were, yes. So we have, go back and forth between stages?
Yeah, do the main stage and then bounce over to the other stage, and
Okay. Filth was the headliner of the main stage.
Yep.
And then we have Nailbite, who was the headliner of the second stage.
Yeah, and then we'll go back to the main stage and go back and forth.
Then we have Broken Side, Lines of Loyalty, Opal in Sky, Approaching Autumn, Dactyl.
Yeah, Dactyl.
Yes, I couldn't remember how they pronounced it. Wavy Awakening, Gutter Swamp, 10 Gauge Rage, Kolos. How do you? Kylos.
I believe it's Kylos. Caves of Kylos.
Okay. Fleeting Life, Massasauga. And opening for the entire festival was Brugada
on the second stage.
On the second stage.
The second stage first.
Yep.
If you're watching this on YouTube, we would have thrown the photo of all the bands and the listing that you were just reading off of there. Yep. But it was kind of cool that it was a band, and then you had 5 minutes to go to the next stage, another band, and then so on and so forth.
Yeah. There wasn't the overlap that festivals do, so it was you could watch one stage, have time to get to the second stage before they went on.
Yeah, with 2 stages, that makes sense. You can easily do that with 2 stages. Once you add a third stage, that's where it's going. All right, you're going to have some overlap here.
That's true.
But this was, just a 2-stage festival, so you could easily do that back and forth there.
Yeah.
And they were really good at times. Everybody basically hit the time they were supposed to get on, hit the time they were supposed to get off, and then the next band exactly it was a very smoothly ran event from the set time perspective.
Yeah, for sure. And we didn't really talk about the setup of the festival. Do you want to talk about that first?
Yeah, we'll talk about the pricing and shit at the end when we go through all the different pricings for this festival and what you can get and whatnot with that. But this was we didn't say this either.
Oh, the location.
Yeah, this was Territorial Brewery was sort of the venue. I believe that was what it was called, right?
Yeah,
Territorial Brewery?
I believe so. Yeah, Territorial Brewing Company.
Yeah, which is in Michigan, obviously. It's just a small little shack almost, like a very small building with restrooms, obviously, a small little bar, and a little inside area for dining, because they also have a kitchen in their bar as well.
Well, there is a second story, but we never went to the second story to know what that was like.
That was the second story. We didn't go to the bottom store.
Oh,
like it was a 2-story building, but when you pull up into the parking lot, you're at the top of the building.
I guess you are. Yeah.
There is a little balcony that they had blocked off as well that, like, typically I'm assuming is open for like patio seating. The lower level that we didn't really go to was where they had tattoos.
Yeah.
I popped in really quickly just to take a look, and there's just a small little section that they had for the tattoos and whatnot.
Was it normally like a restaurant though down there? Or
so
did you not tell?
I don't know. I don't think it was.
Okay.
I think that might be where they're either brewing or fermenting stuff. That would be my guess. I didn't see any like brewing equipment in the main area that we were in.
Yeah, that's true.
So I would assume then they're going to brew on site. It's going to be in that basement area.
Yeah.
So I don't know, which is kind of weird because typically when you go to a brewery, especially smaller ones, they're like having their equipment front and center because that's part of the attraction, I guess.
Yeah.
But I guess, breweries are sort of a dime a dozen anymore, especially smaller ones that we're kind of used to it now, microbrews and whatnot.
But there was also...
you don't need to have that sort of like gimmick or aesthetic of here's all of our fermenters, here's all of this shit. Like, what the fuck it is now, right?
Yeah. Like, there were some other outbuildings. Excuse me. There were some other outbuildings on the... I don't even know what side that would be, like west side of the parking lot. Or
talk about like main stage left and right is how I'm going to talk about things.
Okay, so it was second stage behind, like where the non-alcoholic beer was. There was some other buildings down that way.
Okay, so that stage left, all the way on stage left from the main stage.
Yeah, if you want to talk about it that way.
There's got to be a way to orient this. So how I'm going to think about it is from this main building that you pull up into, if you go out on the back balcony and look out, there's this massive fucking field. And straight across from there is your main stage. The second stage is down here to the right of that building. So that's why I was just trying to throw that in there. But you were saying they're outbuildings.
Yeah.
So this is really weird. I don't know if we have a map for it. If we do, I'll throw it up.
I don't think there was a map.
No. And
I don't
we
remember
didn't take
seeing a map.
We took videos for a potential vlog as well that we might end up doing someday. So I don't know if I'll have good videos to show all of this. But
if we do, we could put one in. We can kind of look at it to see if there's like a panning view or something.
So as you pull into the driveway to the brewery, typically they did have that blocked off for like no entry because like the radio truck was there basically saying you can't park here. Across the road in the grass field, that's where the parking was. Yeah. And that was a charged parking too, right? Yeah,
they charged $10, which wasn't horrible, but it's also like
kind of
where
weird.
Else would you park?
Yeah, all very, very weird that it was charged parking.
Yeah, but, I mean they didn't make that much money because not that many people will get there, but
yeah, but it's also still very weird that you're charging for parking. Honestly, whatever. I kind of get it. I also kind of don't get it, but whatever. So assume you're driving into the parking lot to the main building, and their main building's right there. To the right of the door is sort of a road that cuts down the hill, and then you could turn that right and keep going. And that's where that non-alcoholic beer area was. They had some food trucks there, some food vendors there as well. I guess it's the same as food truck, but they had like little tents popped up for food and shit.
I think that was the restaurant making food for outside, yeah.
But there were a number of different food options and whatnot there. There's the non-alcoholic beer tent that was over there. A couple of axe throwing setup things it looked like. You couldn't do that this time.
No. It looked like that was something that they have all the time, so...
And then you can keep driving right past all of that, and that might be where those outbuildings were that you were talking about.
So I was trying to say, out of all of that might be where they brew, is in those buildings, and not necessarily in the building where they serve the food.
And that could be. And then you just sort of truck it up to the building and whatnot.
Generally, breweries have like a smell, and I didn't smell that in that building. Honestly, the smell reminded me of A&M Cafe in Grinnell, Iowa.
Yeah, but again, that could be the top part of the grease and whatnot. Boiling off and whatnot. And also, you're not going to really smell that smell if they're not brewing, I would say.
Okay.
But you think so,
I smell it a lot.
I don't smell it that often anymore. Okay. Kind of disappointing. I like that smell. Any hoodles.
Let's get into the festival because we just talked for 10 minutes about a driveway.
Well, yeah, we're getting into it here. So that's what you would normally do. You drive down that driveway, but that is where sort of the entrance for this festival was. You go down through the tents, and they have different sections sort of roped off. You have your GA area that you can walk through and get your checked out in and whatnot and all that. And then they had like a VIP line, and then they had another line that was to purchase tickets at the door. But that basically just became the VIP line.
Yeah.
So it was a really weird setup getting in at first, but hey, whatever. You get into there, and you kind of keep walking down this sort of steep little hill driveway type thing, and that would lead you straight to the second stage. Behind you, if you're looking at the second stage to your right or to stage left, that's sort of where the building, the brewery is, and they have like a little VIP, in quotes, VIP lounge area, and then they also had the, and like I said, in the basement there, that's how you'd go in to get your tattoos and whatnot. Behind that, or all around this second stage, were a bunch of little tents for vendors selling shit, as well as the merch table was right down there by the main second stage.
Which was Midwest, what was this one called? Midwest Brewtal Fest and Michigan Metal Fest merch.
Oh, was it both of them?
Yeah.
I didn't notice the Michigan Metal Fest.
Yeah.
Okay.
Most of it was Michigan Metal Fest.
Okay.
Which is in the next town over in August.
August.
Yeah.
A lot of people brought that up throughout the day as
Yeah,
well. I did see a bunch of our Michigan Metal Fest shirts there.
Yeah.
I've honestly never heard of it. I think you have heard of it.
Yeah. Raven Black has played it quite a few times, so that's how I know about it.
Yeah, you're a big fan of her, and we haven't seen her for a while. Okay, interesting. But there also were a lot of other merch stands, or vendor stands there as well.
Yeah,
We didn't really
of course.
poke around with those too much.
I kind of looked a little bit as I walked by, but I guess I wasn't there to buy stuff, so.
I guess I wasn't either. But I mean, typically we would just sort of look a little bit. I really didn't look at all, though. It's the weird thing.
No, I kind of just did the whole glance over as you walked by, so.
But also running around this area was a creek running throughout the entire grounds. It's like sort of like zigzagging and whatnot. So on stage right, I'm going to get this so fucked up trying to think about how to describe this. But on stage right of the main stage, if you got all the way down this big hill.
In front of the main stage, I would say, because there's no stage right or left when you're talking about the creek.
No, but like it is to the stage right of the main stage.
Okay.
Like if it's, you know what I'm saying? It's whatever. I know what I'm saying. In any case, to stage right, I'm going to say, of the main stage, there's sort of a larger hill that goes down. There's a beer garden over there, and there was a small sort of rickety bridge that went over the creek. More rickety. You could still go over it pretty easily. Like, you don't like sort of wavy.
A lot of people made
thing.
comments about it.
Did they really?
Yeah, you didn't hear other people? Yeah. Like
I don't mind it. It's like, whatever, this is fine.
How, like, they were like, one of these times we're going to step on it. It's going to go right through.
I'd never heard a single person say that.
There was a lot of people. Well, not a lot of people, but I heard other people talk about it.
But on the other side of that was the sort of on stage left then of the main stage was a more secure, well-built sort of bridge.
Yeah, for cars to go over.
I suppose cars could have gone over there at that and did. But a lot of sort of gators and three-wheelers, four-wheelers went over at this time, a little mini bike and whatnot. But I guess the cars were back behind the main stage. That's how they probably got there, I suppose.
Yeah, I don't know how they got there, but I mean, I think a car could have went over.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah, like we didn't see a car go over it, but I was just trying to explain it was well built.
It was big enough for a car and sturdy enough for a car. I see what you're saying now. We didn't use that bridge all that much because walking up the hill then to the main stage was more steep.
Yeah, where if you walked on the rickety bridge and around, it was a little less steep to go up.
Yeah, it was a longer walk, but not as steep. So we weren't as winded going up that bridge. And it was like, well, if we're going to be drinking all day, I'm gonna want to stumble upwards down this longer slope instead of this steeper slope.
Yeah.
And then that's how you get to the main stage. And then up there on either side of the main stage, on left or right, depending on what you want to say, either looking at or stage right, stage left, they had small sort of pop-up tent type things as well.
Like the camping tents or like not camping tents, but like a
canopies. That's what I was trying to think of.
Canopy tent thing. Like that you see.
Which were the same ones all the vendors down below had as well. So I was wondering
similar,
if the vendor just bought a bunch of them and just grabbed a bunch of different colors. Because it almost looks like the exact same one that we bought at Dick's last year before going to incarceration.
I thought they were different styles, but
Okay, they looked all the same to me, but I mean, it's a canopy. They don't really vary that much. In any case, I was thinking like, I wonder if the festival bought all of these and just have them lying around, like every band gets one, because up there at the main stage, every band seemed to have their own canopy for selling their own merch, which was a really cool thing to see.
I liked seeing that because it was kind of like you said, like each band had their own table instead of one merch for everybody that you see at a lot of festivals.
And I don't know, I wouldn't say every single band did it, but I would say a vast majority of the bands were hanging out at their tents.
Yeah, that's true.
We didn't stop by any of the tents and look at any of the merch, so we just sort of, again, looked at it as we went passing by and whatnot.
Yeah, that's true. I didn't look at the merch.
I don't know why. The only one I looked at was the Midwest Brewtal Fest, or Brewtal Fest merch table, and even then it was just a quick walk by to get a video of it, and I think that went too quick.
Yeah.
So we'll see how this vlog turns out, but I got it for the vlog.
Yeah. I don't even know why I didn't look at the merch.
I don't know.
Like, I don't know.
Maybe if it was because the bands were there, it's like I don't really want to talk to the bands. I don't know why that is.
Today, no, that doesn't bother me.
This day I was a little bothered by it.
Yeah.
But yeah, we didn't do that. But it was really cool. A lot of bands were there. I just don't want to say every band was hanging out there because I don't know if they were for 100% or not.
Oh, that's true. But I did
see a good
see,
chunk of bands that I did look at did see
or
them
one
there.
person would be there, and like if the band was playing or getting ready to play, then they weren't at their tent. So I mean, it kind of makes sense that like the bands were running their own merch in some format.
Like the Opal and Sky twins, like they were there, and they're like the only members I know. And I mean, that's a good segue, I think, into how we found out about this festival. Because I think you asked me that.
Yeah, I was like, how did we even find out that this was happening?
Yeah, and I think it honestly was the Opal and Sky twins, and like their Instagram reels or whatnot, they had mentioned that they're going to be playing there. And I was like, oh shit, this sounds really fun and interesting. You know, it's supposed to be a brew festival, hence the Brewtal.
Yeah, so we keep saying Brewtal, but it's like brew, like BREWTAL. So Brewtal.
It's like brutal metal and also brew as in beer. So like it's a cool little play on words.
It is. I like the play on words. So it's just kind of hard to like say it like Brewtal Fest.
Yeah. So it was, the way I understood it going in is it was sort of pitched as this brew festival with a metal festival. And I think one of the selling points too was that it's taking place at this brewery, Territorial Brewery, that has the North America's largest beer garden. I think that's technically what they said it was.
Okay.
And they even said like, it's even in the Guinness Book of World Records if you don't believe us type thing. I don't know what a beer garden is, honestly. If it's just a giant open field, sure, I guess. But when I think of a beer garden, that's not what I think of.
But also this is a disc golf
course.
Field or course. So it's like, is it a beer garden or is it disc golf course?
Yeah.
Or like, do you do sledding in the winter? Like, what is all this?
I guess, that's another thing we didn't really point out is that as we're just walking the grounds, we would see the little stands for disc golfs and like the little putt range areas.
Yeah.
I think we only saw like maybe 3 holes.
Yeah, I'm sure it goes behind everything. So we didn't see it all because they had it kind of like roped off where the stages were.
And the backstage and all that you couldn't get to. But there was definitely like a path upwards on either side that you can go. So I think that's how we found out about it. Like I've seen several Opal and Sky sort of Instagram reels. I like their reels.
Yeah, they're funny. They're funny guys.
Yeah, I think they're funny. I like their sort of stance on metal. They're really like down to earth, really chill. I think they did one on like, do you know the band for the shirt or the songs for the band of the shirt you're wearing type thing.
Like the name 3 bands thing or like, 3 songs.
You
thing.
don't? That's okay. It doesn't matter. Just wear the shirt you like. And that's like, we did a whole 666 on that. We're like, we agree with that sort of stance. I fucking hate that name 3 songs game. It's fucking ridiculous. So I really like their reels. I really like them because of their reels. I like who they are from what I've learned about them through their reels. Super cool. Never listened to their music though.
Yeah, no, I didn't either.
I knew they had music, but I was like, I'll listen to it eventually when I see them live.
Yeah.
And so when they said they were going here, I was like, oh, this is awesome. It's a beer festival. It's a metal festival. I love those 2 things. And it's Opal and Sky that I've never seen but really want to see. cool, I get to check all these check boxes. Let's go check this out. Prices, we haven't talked about that. We'll get to that at the end, but they're pretty cheap, I felt like.
Yeah.
So I was like, fuck
I
it.
agree.
We'll go to this. Yeah. Anything else about the festival grounds before getting into maybe the bands just a little bit? I don't think we're going to get super deep into the bands.
The hard part about the bands is we didn't really take notes about the bands, and a lot of them are local to Michigan.
It feels like, yeah.
Or Instagram type bands, except for Filth, I think would be the only one that's like kind of bigger, at least in my mind.
Okay.
So we don't know much about them.
To be fair, also going into this, the only band I knew of was Opal and Sky. I've never heard of any of the other bands. Oh, no. Lines of Loyalty.
Lines of Loyalty we've seen. And Filth I've heard of, but I honestly thought that they were like hardcore, like not like kind of deathcore the way that they kind of came off. I thought it was more like hardcore, like we're going to play for 45 seconds and kick your teeth in.
Right.
Of thing.
A hardcore band.
Yeah. Well, no, I'm like explaining like the different, what I thought it was.
Gotcha.
Yeah. But yeah, for all the other bands, I didn't know who they were.
Same.
So, which is fine for us. Like, maybe that's, so we didn't really talk about it, but there wasn't that many people that showed up.
Yeah, it really seemed like a very sparse crowd.
It seemed like a community event, or like people who frequent the brewery a lot event, or you brought it up as like a Sound Growler. Like we went to Sound Growler's birthday a few years ago, kind of like that, where it's like people who go to the...
It was weird for sure. I expected as the day to go on, more and more people to show up, like a normal festival. Like by the time the headliner comes on, a lot more people have shown up.
Yeah.
That really wasn't the case.
No.
People showed up early, and that was about it, really.
Yeah.
The crowd didn't get much larger outside that. There were a few people that would trickle in here and there.
Yeah.
If you'd look back at like the main entryway and whatnot. But I don't know if those were people re-entering, even though it was a non-re-enter festival.
Yeah.
It was a really weird sort of thing. It's like, this is a non-re-entry event, but it seemed like it was very easy to re-enter.
I mean, we did, because...
We did re-enter
we
once.
Got our VIP bags, and then we went into the festival, and then it's like, oh, I think we need to go through that line.
Yep.
So we went back up the stairs, sitting around.
Yeah, and at that point we dropped one of the bags off and blah blah blah.
Yeah.
So that was real weird, but yeah, and even walking in, I heard people like, "Oh shit, hey, it's good to see you. I'm sorry I missed you last weekend," or something like that.
Yeah, definitely a friend thing.
Yeah,
like,
it definitely had that community thing you were mentioning.
Yeah.
Like it felt very communal. Like these are people who live in the area, who go to a bunch of shows together, see each other at shows, who go to frequent events or show up at the same restaurants or territorial brewery together a lot of times and like whatnot. So it did feel, like you said, very, very communal.
Yeah, because one lady even, they were sitting at the tables and was like, oh, we drove an hour and a half to come here or whatever, like just to see Broken Side because I knew about them in high school and I wanted to see them or whatever.
Oh, right. Yeah.
And she was like telling us where they drove from, and we're like, okay, we don't know where that is.
Yeah.
But then we mentioned like, oh, we came from Chicago, and she's like, Chicago? Like she was so surprised.
Yeah.
It's like, but I do think it was more of a community based and not people who like traveled from out of town or whatever to come in.
Definitely local. Like definitely got that vibe too.
Yeah.
Not saying people didn't travel.
Oh
in,
yeah, for sure. For sure.
The sense we got was definitely that. Yes, like you said, we're not going to talk too much about every single band. Just sort of the highlights for us, I guess. The first band, Brugada. I really liked them.
I enjoyed them too. I don't know if it's just because it was the first band of the day or what, but I really enjoyed
the sound them. To me and the vibe to me was Stone Sour first album, Stone Sour. And I really loved the first Stone Sour album. It's not their greatest work by any means. They got a lot better as they went on, but it was a solid album. I really enjoyed that album. I'd still listen to it to this day. And to me, it sounds like this band is Stone Sour stuck in that first album sort of stage. So I really enjoyed their stuff. I did take a look on Setlist FM to try to add these bands to our playlist. Only like 7 of the 14 or 9 of the 14 bands are even listed as playing this festival when I checked, and none of them had any songs, so I was unable to add anything, unfortunately.
Yeah, there's one band, I don't even remember who they were, but they mentioned that they only had 3 songs released on Spotify
I think that was Brugada.
Was it Brugada?
I think so.
But then they played more than 3 songs. So it's like, do they play all covers? Like, or do they have songs that they just haven't released? Or, you know, what's the case there? So.
We didn't mention this either, but opening every single band or introducing every single band was a local radio DJ or morning disc jockey or whatever the fuck they're called.
I think it was the night.
I thought he had a morning show because he talked about him and somebody. All right. Typically, when they say like me and my partner who have a show together, that's like a morning show. At least that's what I think of when they say that.
I thought he said nighttime though.
Maybe he did, but I always assumed it was morning show. It doesn't matter.
His name was Scary Terry.
Scary Terry, yes, which is kind of funny. I thought of Rick and Morty all the time because I think there's a Scary Terry there. But yeah, local dude basically introducing every single band and talking a little bit about the festival, a little bit about other events happening in the area, including Michigan Metal Fest later in August, the VA hospitals and sort of home program they have going on there. So super cool dude. It seemed like he was also running around the festival. We didn't talk to him at all, but
well, no, we don't talk to people.
No, we don't.
So Scary Terry does Saturday Nightmare. So I'm assuming that's a nighttime show.
Well, yeah.
7 p.m. to 12 a.m.
Is that the only one he does?
That's what the AI thing says.
Okay, maybe it was. All right. Any case, like I said, doesn't matter. He's on the radio at some point with another individual who wasn't there because I think she had surgery or something.
Oh, yeah.
Happened,
and she didn't want to bleed out on the stage.
Yeah.
We don't listen to Michigan radio, so I don't know who these
I use my Rock 108 app and listen to that. That's my radio station I listen to. Back home from Iowa. Moving along, I guess, I liked Brugada quite a bit. Out of all the bands I saw, they were at the top of the list for me. Okay. I think there's one other band that might be just a little bit above them, but yeah, that was sort of my big band for the day for sure. Then we move on to the main stage, which was who again?
Massasauga.
Yes, and this was the children, right?
Yes, literal. Well, the vocalist was 18.
The vocalist and guitar player was 18.
Younger sister, who's like 14, and then
his younger brother, I think it was, who is 16. I think they're all related.
Oh, they are?
I think so.
I only heard him say my sister.
I thought he said that, and my brother over here is, and it could have just been like, the family sort of thing.
Yeah.
In any case, they were super young children.
Yeah.
They were okay. Scary Terry came out and he's basically like, I just saw these guys at such and such place, maybe the Factory, he said. I can't remember what venue. It sounded very familiar, like a venue we had talked about possibly going to someday.
I don't remember the name of the venue, so that doesn't ring a bell.
The workshop. I don't know. We haven't been to Michigan in 4 or 5 years now by this time.
We went to Detroit.
Oh, shit, Detroit.
That is Michigan. We had this conversation like on our way home or something.
So
we went to Grand Rapids like 3 years in a row or something.
Yeah. Yep.
That's how, we were in Grand Rapids when we came up with this whole idea of talking about the shows we go to.
Yeah.
But yeah, so we went to Grand Rapids like 3 years in a row. And then we didn't go back until we went to see Metallica in Detroit. I
don't, for some reason, count Detroit as Michigan, even though it is. I don't know why. To me, that just sort of slips like, yeah, that's not Detroit.
Yeah. And then this year we went twice in 2 weeks because we went camping as a personal camping trip.
The week before this.
The week before, and then we went to this. So.
Yeah, I can't remember what I was going to say. It was in Grand Rapids. It was one of the venues there, I thought it was, but whatever. I just wanted to bring up, like, I felt like I haven't been to Michigan in forever, but basically Grand Rapids. I haven't been to Grand Rapids in forever.
Yeah.
It was good to get back to Michigan because I like the way Michigan feels. For some reason,
I enjoyed it.
Yeah, I enjoy Michigan quite a bit. I don't know. It reminds me of Iowa for some reason. It's got some good Iowa vibes for sure.
It does remind me of Iowa a lot. So I think that's why we like it.
But he mentioned that these kids were playing at a venue and sound familiar to me, but he's basically like, I was blown away by how good they are and how young they are, and they're only going to get better.
Yeah. I didn't enjoy it that much, but I just didn't, not because of who they are or anything, I just didn't enjoy the music that much. It had like a poppy rock sound and not like a metal sound. So
definitely a rock sound for sure. The lyrics to me on like the first song, and this is why I'm not a lyric guy. Like I didn't like the lyrics. It was something about like, don't tell me to go home. I don't want to go to bed or something like it was.
It's kids writing songs.
It was exactly. And like I'm not a big Deftones fan, and I listened to like early Deftones, and like the first time I listened to it, it was like, you're just bitching about doing homework in high school. Like, I know there's more to the Deftones than that, but whatever I listened to, that was the vibe I got, and I was like, I can't get into this. I'm not into this. And this felt very similar to that in terms of lyrical content and whatnot. Yeah. They did do 2 covers.
Oh yeah, they did like Limp Bizkit,
Break Stuff, and then Sleep Now in Fire, Rage Against the Machine.
Oh, I don't remember them playing that, but the Limp Bizkit one was not the best.
I didn't think the Rage one was that good either. As more of the vocals for Rage didn't fit the vocals for the song that one is. As for Limp Bizkit, we had started to walk away, but you could hear it all through the grounds.
For the whole place, like you didn't have to be by the stage to hear it.
Yeah. But I didn't mind that one as bad as, like, I didn't, that's the wrong way to put it.
It was a little bit better.
It was, that one I felt was better than Rage's cover they did.
Yeah.
But yeah. And then I don't really know what came next. It's starting to blur for me.
Fleeting Life.
Yeah, Karen just played me a video. I don't know if we're going to throw the videos into the podcast or not.
I don't know. I just realized how bad sounding the video sounded.
So maybe not without the videos. But it did jog my memory. You said it had like poppy sounding stuff with growls.
Growls, yeah.
See, to me, that's metalcore. That sounds very metalcore to me. That's
no. When
I think metalcore, that's what I think of.
No.
It's not wage war metalcore, but it's like that emo-y sort of metalcore for sure. I didn't mind them, honestly.
I didn't mind them either.
For being like what I would consider a metalcore band, I did not mind them that much. They were okay. Typically, I'm not a big metalcore fan, but I enjoyed their songs. I enjoyed their set, the energy they had for the crowd, and like, I don't know, I enjoyed their stuff.
Yeah, I remember them now, and I would be almost the same way where I'm like, I enjoyed it. I didn't necessarily like the poppy lyrics. I think that's where but you don't listen to lyrics, so.
This time I didn't, but like before I listened to like, I don't want to go home tonight lyrics. Like for some reason that stuck out with me.
Yeah, that's funny. Then we have Kylos, or how do you say that?
I think it's Kylos. So it's named after a Magic the Gathering card that Scary Terry went off on a rant about.
When we walked up, they were talking about, or he was like, who's into Magic the Gathering? Like, this is a cave or something.
It's the Brothers War, Mishra, and Urza. Early Magic. I wasn't really playing Magic or into the lore that much. When I got back into Magic, I started dipping my toes into the lore. I know of Mishra. I know of Urza. I know the Brothers War. I don't know the backstory. I don't know the Caves of Kylos and what the importance of that is, but there is importance there. And apparently this band is named after that cave. I don't remember much about them other than that.
They were like the rappy band.
Is he the guy who was in like the Tricks Rabbit stuff?
So like in a onesie. Is that a onesie?
I wasn't the biggest fan of this. I do remember that.
No, like they had a DJ. He kind of did like rap-ish lyrics in a way. The thing that really drove me nuts about this, and it could just be like their persona or like their thing, but like the guitarist and the bassist kept turning around and they would play like backwards the whole time. Like I don't
remember that.
It was just, I don't know, I couldn't get into it.
I couldn't get into it either.
There was just something about it that I couldn't get into.
Not as much metal, I would say. More rap than anything. And the DJ definitely kind of threw me a little bit too. It was like,
which is fine. I mean, that's kind of how festivals are,
And some bands have DJs and it works really well. This one to me it didn't hit home for me.
Yeah.
So not something I enjoyed all that much, but cool name, cool reference to Magic. That was awesome. What was next?
Then we had 10 gauge. What was it? 10 gauge Rage.
10 gauge Rage. Don't remember this one much either.
This was the 80s metal sound.
Oh, we were up by the
building.
Up by the building. Yeah. Just sort of relaxing in the shade.
Yep.
Because that was one thing. It was pretty fucking hot this day.
Yeah, like it wasn't horrible.
Yeah.
But like a lot of it was in the sun. There was some trees and stuff to get some shade. But as
the sun and the day went on, that shade would ebb and flow. Where it was shade over here, now it's gone. You have to move over to that shade tree, and people
like we
were
even
doing
looking
that.
at the time. We are like, okay, at 3:00, this shade's gonna be gone because the sun's gonna be past it, and then we got to wait a couple hours for it to get to the next set of trees.
I will also say that this was a lawn chair event. You could bring your lawn chairs in if you wanted.
not very many people did, though.
Not very many people did, and the ones that did set them way in the back and were respectful for people who wanted to be up by the stage. Yeah. We've been to festivals.
Upheaval
was better than Rockfest.
Rockfest was horrible.
Rockfest was the fucking worst, where you would set your chair up and then you leave for the day.
Yep.
And it's like, this is my spot. It's like throwing a blanket on the ground. Like, this is my spot for the day. And like, you can't take my spot. I claimed it. Where this
Upheaval at least had a line that you couldn't go past.
Right. Upheaval did have that line. It's been a few years, obviously, because that's in Grand Rapids.
Yeah, of course.
But so I don't know if they still have that line, but people here, there was no line, and they were just setting them up in the back and being respectful, not like just getting rail and sitting their chair down.
When we first saw it, when we first got there to get in, and I saw people with lawn chairs, I remember being like, oh, this lawn chair is like, gosh darn it. But honestly, not that many people brought them. People did bring blankets, but they did the same thing. They put them under like a tree or something and kind of just sat them there all day. And then with the lawn chairs, I don't know, maybe 10 were there all day, maybe a little bit more.
I think there were more, but there weren't that many.
It wasn't that many, so it didn't bother me that much.
But you just we were talking about the shade, and I remember that the only place they did really sort of set their chairs up and keep them there was when they were claiming shade spots, basically.
Yeah, for sure.
But 10 Gauge Rage, if they were the 80s style band, I didn't mind it. It was a cool, sort of refreshing, like, oh, this sounds like the 80s metal that I have come to know. So that was cool.
Is the Swamp one next?
Gator Swamp was next, I think.
Gutter Swamp.
Yeah, not Gator Swamp.
So before, I think it was during Kylos.
Yes.
Sorry if I'm saying that wrong, but somebody in Gutter Swamp was running around the crowd with this big alligator with their set time on it of 4:30 or something.
Is that what they were running around with? See, I didn't read that. I just saw them with this inflatable gator running around hitting people. There was this little kid in the pit who was they were flinging it around and everything, and this little kid wanted to catch it, and they kept running after it as somebody would throw it, and somebody tall would catch it and then throw it back the other way, and this kid would run back the other way. Eventually people started noticing and would throw it in such a way that this kid could catch it. Other times this kid would get in the pit and run into people, and they'd do the get on the ground and knock around with the kid.
I wish I had that
cool.
Kid's energy, because even by the end of the night he was still running around, and I'm like, I am so tired, and I haven't done anything but walk up and down this hill all day.
But I remember, because we were walking to get a beer or something before 10 Gauge Rage, and he ran into me with the gator, and I took it like a football sort of drill, where they had those pads that you were supposed to tackle into. That's how I thought what he was doing. I just thought he was a fan or something. I didn't realize it was the set time or this whatnot. I really liked their set, though.
I enjoyed their set too.
They were probably my third favorite band of the day. They were really fucking good.
Yeah, they had a good sound. Were they from Detroit? I can't remember where they were from.
I think they were.
Yeah.
Which is in Michigan, if you're unaware.
You're unaware that Detroit is in Michigan.
There might be other people like me out there.
That's like when people say that Chicago's not in Illinois.
Right.
I wish that I would have took better, or I took no notes, but I wish I would have took notes, because I think that would have helped us in this. Then we get to
Wavy Awakening.
Oh yeah, is this the poppy one? Hold on.
This one's not ringing any bells to me. You're playing some music from them, and it's none of this is.
This is the band that I remember being more poppy.
Okay.
Than whatever I said earlier.
Who was that? That was Fleeting Life.
Yeah. But we did get a sticker from them.
Yeah, they were walking around handing out stickers in the crowd.
Yeah, so one of the vocalists came around and gave out stickers.
Yeah, that was really cool. I was just handing out stickers, all right, that's cool.
I don't know, this is just I don't know. I don't really remember them that much, but
I'm blanking on this one for some reason. I don't know why, but I'm blanking.
Yeah, unfortunately.
After that, we get Dactyl,
yeah.
Another one that I'm just sort of blanking on, honestly.
It was the older guy talking about his girlfriend being on her knees.
Oh, yeah. The top hat. We had the top hat and everything on. I remember him now. Yeah.
I remember them walking around, and I was like, from the vibe. So a lot of these bands are young, except for the 80s sounding one, and then these guys. And when I say young, I mean a lot of them were young. But these guys were walking out all day, and they were wearing motorcycle jackets with Dactyl on the back and all that stuff. And other people had the Dactyl thing or the patch and stuff on. And I was just all day I just kept thinking you guys aren't matching the vibe of everybody else here.
Their sound was sort of old rocky.
Old rock. Yeah.
Old rock, old metal a little bit.
Yeah.
80s, old metal, I mean like 80s metal and whatnot.
Yeah.
Not like thrash or anything, but like, now that you played that video to me and it's starting to ring some bells, again, another set that I kind of sort of remember liking. Again, it's very fuzzy for me. It's been a few days.
It has. We probably should have recorded sooner.
I probably drank a lot more than I should have as well. So by this time in the day, things are already fuzzy in my head. So, but after seeing that video, it does jog some memory. It's like, I liked them. Yeah. They were good.
Now what's the Awakening? What's that one?
Approaching Autumn.
Oh, Approaching Autumn. Yes.
Yes.
This one I loved.
This is like, with the female singer, right?
Female, yes, that did like the growls and
she had like the red paint all over her.
Yeah.
So she was running around through the crowd all day, and I would see her like walk up to the security, and there's one security lady she like grabbed by the throat and then left, and she had like a red throat handprint on her neck.
Yeah.
And then I saw other people with like red handprints on their legs, on their arms, and I saw just her covered in red, and the guy she's with covered in red paint. I'm like, what the fuck is going on here? And that sort of, this goes back to the very community aspect of this. Like everybody was interacting with the security. The security was interacting with everybody as well. Yeah. It's sort of like not confrontational, but as like a friendly, like, oh, hey, how's it going type thing.
Yeah. Security being in the pits.
Yeah.
Or not necessarily security in the pits, but the staff.
Yes, staff was definitely in the pits.
And staff was getting drinks during the day and partaking in things.
We'll talk about that at the end when we have some more of our criticisms or like what can be better, but that's definitely one thing I would say could be a little better about this. But I agree. As soon as I saw her on stage with that, I was like, holy shit, this is really fucking good.
Yeah.
I enjoyed them.
I enjoyed her a lot. Or not just her. I enjoyed
the whole
them
band,
a lot. Yeah, sorry.
Then we get to Opal and Sky.
Opal and Sky,
the band we were there to see, more or less.
The reason why we found out about it.
Yes.
I don't want to say like we were there only to see them.
Sure, we weren't there to see them only, but they were like the main draw for me. Like, oh, cool, let's go see them.
Yeah, possibly, yeah.
What? Again, we both go into this knowing of them through their Instagram. You said it yourself, like they're funny. I enjoy them. I agree with that. Never listening to their music. Now we hear their music for the first time. We see them on stage for the first time. What's sort of your thoughts?
I liked it.
Okay.
I want to be nice. I liked it. So the two brothers are twins, and they, well, obviously if they're twins, they're brothers, whatever. But they just go back and forth on the vocal parts. They both do clean vocals and harsh vocals, go back and forth. They had a guitarist and a drummer with them, which I remember a couple years ago. They were like, we need a band, basically. Like and I didn't know that they didn't play instruments, that they only do vocals. But anyways, I enjoyed it for the most part. I think that they need a bassist for sure.
They were like heavily on backing tracks.
Backing tracks was a huge thing. Also, they were having some technical problems, which they might be the only band that had technical problems that I remember, at least calling it out that they had technical problems. As for the two vocalists, and this is nothing about them being twins, but they both they both sing in such a similar way that it's like
they don't bring something different.
Yeah. One of them could have been the harsh vocals and one of them could have been the clean vocals, and then like have that be how it melds together. But instead it was like...
Two vocalists is really weird to me.
It is.
We've brought this up a lot with like 3 Days Grace. I really like 3 Days Grace. Now that there's 6 Days Grace, it's cool. I get it. It works better than I thought it would work.
Yeah.
But at the same time, I'm like, why? What are you doing here? Other times there's bands that do have two vocalists, Lacuna Coil, for instance.
Yeah.
And I think that one works really well. You have her doing the clean vocals and sometimes the growls, and you have your male vocals with his sort of take. But like that tonality and the way those songs come together with those two vocalists is just much different.
Yeah.
We've seen other bands. We saw Shinedown the first time. There was a band that had two vocalists. I can't remember who it was.
I can see them.
But whatever, I did not like them having the two vocals. I don't understand what this brings. And I get what you're saying, and I honestly kind of agree with it. And honestly, one of them could pick up the bass. It's not necessarily the hardest instrument to learn.
I mean, even though you learned it?
I have one. That's the first step of learning the bass, is owning a bass.
And as we walked away, I was like, I liked it there's just improvement that could be there or whatever. So, but for the first time hearing it, it was good. It's definitely something that I want to check out again at some point, but it's like, there just needs to be a little bit of improvement.
It's not my go-to metal at all.
No.
Not my go-to music at all either, but it's music I did enjoy, and it's something I could easily pick up and listen to and be happy listening to it. They did a nice, again, I saw this on one of their reels that they did where they talk about like a crab dance thing that they have during their live shows. And they brought that up during this show, more of like, if you know this, cool, follow along. If you don't, watch. And if you still don't know it afterwards, cool, whatever, just have fun.
Yeah.
It's like, I loved that approach to it.
Yeah. Showing the dance, though, would have been nice.
But I'm glad they didn't, because I personally think it's gimmicky and stupid.
Oh, okay.
I don't like it. I saw it on their videos and like, oh, that's gross in like a not good kind of way. Like, I do not enjoy that. But being at a show, like, I wouldn't be pissed about it. Like, I'd come to expect it, you know?
Yeah.
But
if you're a fan, which I don't know if there were some fans there, but like, I don't know how much of the crowd was a fan of theirs.
Sure. So. And like, I guess the only other comparison for me would be like Amon Amarth doing the row. Some people might be like, fuck, what are you doing? That's so stupid and gimmicky. I personally love it, but I can understand where people are coming from is what I'm saying. For me, I didn't like it, but I loved how they did it during this festival of like, we're going to do it. If you know it, cool. If not, cool, whatever, just have fun. So I thought that was really cool. They're definitely a band I want to see again at their own show.
Yeah, that's true. Yeah.
Because regardless, and it's the same thing for me with Iceland Kills, where we met Miles. Like, before meeting Miles, I was like, I don't really care all that much about... Like the first time we saw them in
Vegas,
I don't really care all that much about Iceland Kills. But after meeting Miles and just seeing like he's like a down-to-earth dude and chatting with him and whatnot, and it was like... Meet is very loose. It was at an airport. We just happened to run into him.
He was on our flight.
Yeah, so. And we chatted. Yeah. So
after awkwardness.
Yes. And he initiated the conversation.
Yeah.
Any case, but like, holy shit, I'm now a fan of yours and whatever you do for life because you're just so cool. That's how I feel with Opal and Sky and seeing their videos. I don't know them. I've never met them. Yeah. I could have met them very easily because they were both at their table quite a bit. Yeah. I did see them walk through the crowd every now and then, I think, as they were in the bathroom.
They were like in pits and stuff too.
Yeah, they were in the pits at the end of the night.
Yeah.
So like they were very approachable. I did see a lot of people go up and talk to them. They seemed really cool. But seeing their videos in the reels and whatnot, I'm a fan of theirs and their music because of that. Even if I don't enjoy the music, I'm still going to want to support them and see them live. So
for sure,
I hope they make it to Chicago at some point in the future and we can go see them.
They were from Canada, so it is a little harder for them to come to the US.
Yes, but they made it to Europe and played there because they're Polish, because their name is Opal in Sky. That's basically their last name, but like it's one word. They talk about it in one of their reels. Yes, how they came up with their name.
Yeah, I didn't know that.
In any case, that's probably the longest we've talked about a band. Let's move on to Lines of Loyalty.
Okay.
So I think we mentioned this earlier that we have seen Lines of Loyalty in the past.
Yes.
It was at one of the casinos in Indiana. I think it was the Hard Rock.
During the Whitechapel show?
Was it the Whitechapel show? I can't remember who it was. I remember not liking them all that much. I remember them sounding a lot different than I remember them sounding at this show. They felt like they were two different shows that we saw.
Like two different bands, or like they were two different bands.
Yeah, like the band we saw at the Brewtal Fest is not the same band I remember seeing at that show in Indiana. And I remember liking this one a little bit more than I expected because of those, not necessarily negative memories, but not remembering, not enjoying it as much. Yeah. So I went in with like low expectations. Maybe that's what it is. Going in with low expectations and being over succumbed by those expectations. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Which is a way of life I like to live anyway. Just shoot for the bottom and hope for the worst.
You might get a little bit of...
It just makes things better. Like, well, the Cubs are going to lose anyway, so what's the point?
Oh, it's the Static X show.
All right, that makes sense.
Yeah, so they are totally different than Static X and Dope. So, yeah.
But that makes more sense than like Whitechapel.
Yeah. I was just trying to remember. I remember seeing it there. I just couldn't remember what show it was.
The one main thing I remember from that show, other than like not enjoying their music all that much, is they had a wheel at their merch. And I'm a big fan of wheels. So I spun the wheel. It was like $5 a spin or whatnot, and got a car sticker for like a decal for your car.
Yeah.
Ended up putting on like a water bottle. So it's like lines of loyalty on this water bottle. So that's one thing. And I think I brought that up during this festival, and you had mentioned they had a wheel at their merch table here as well.
But we didn't go to merch, so you didn't spend it.
We didn't. The cash I had, I think I spent all on beer.
Probably.
So I didn't have any cash to give them for the wheel, unfortunately. Yeah, I don't know. But yeah, much better than I thought.
Yeah, I enjoyed listening to them.
Then we go on to Broken Side.
Broken Side, yes. This was definitely like rap. I didn't even go up to the stage.
I don't know if I'd call it rap. I don't know what the fuck I'd call this. So, and I think Scary Terry brought this up, and the woman we were talking to earlier brought this up, and it wasn't necessarily from her. Well, it might have been from her high school days, but she specifically said, and Scary Terry also said it, these are back from my MySpace days.
MySpace days. Okay, I thought she said high school days.
No, so like this must have been a very big band on MySpace or something. I never got involved with MySpace.
Crunk hip hop.
Okay.
I don't know what crunk hip hop is.
Okay. Okay. In any case, I never got involved with MySpace. The only reason I have a Facebook page that I haven't used in almost 10 years is because somebody in college made it for me. And like, that's the only reason I have one. I did use it a little bit, but whatever. I'm not a big social media person. And I was unaware of this band. So apparently, though, they were big on MySpace and whatnot.
Okay.
So they're coming back for like a reunion or some shit. I don't know. It's a DJ and then two people on mics just like singing and cheering and like not cheering, but like hyping up the crowd and shit. I went up to the stage to check it out, just to experience it. You stayed back.
I did, yeah. I mean, you could hear it in the whole festival.
But you don't get the experience of the crowd. The crowd that was up there seemed to really enjoy it.
Oh, that's good.
I did not enjoy it. Somebody from the festival or something was throwing out pre-rolls into the crowd as well. So I didn't get any pre-rolls from that, but they were throwing out pre-rolls to the crowd and whatnot. I did not enjoy this. It was kind of fun being up in the crowd and just seeing people have fun and whatnot.
Yeah.
But it was one of those things like, the music isn't for me, but I can sit here and enjoy people watching and just enjoying watching the crowd and whatnot and seeing them have fun, live vicariously through them, sort of.
But I did hear two people say that they were there to see Broken Side.
Yeah.
So
cool.
Yeah.
Not my thing, but all right, that's your thing.
I guess I don't know if they're from Michigan, but if they're from Michigan and like
I think it's more of a nostalgia thing than anything else, not necessarily like a Michigan
they're from
thing.
New Mexico, so never mind.
Yeah.
What I was gonna say is if they're from, this is what I was gonna say. If they were from Michigan and like it was something that you listened to on or it became popular on MySpace, and it's like this MySpace thing that became like blew up, but went viral, as we would say today, like. And they were from like your hometown or something, like that would be pretty cool.
Yeah, definitely nostalgia regardless.
Yeah.
But yeah, for sure. That's enough about them, I guess. Let's move on to Nailbite. This is the highlight for me. I loved these guys so fucking much.
Yeah.
You talked about people dressing up, or not dressing up, but having a look for the crowd, and this band definitely did not have a look for the crowd you would expect.
Yeah, I could see that.
Because they were in like 3-piece suits and old-timey tuxes and whatnot, it felt like. But their sound was fucking awesome. I loved these guys a lot.
Yeah, I like her vocals because she can do growls and clean vocals.
Yep.
And I mean, they were on the second stage, so it was a little bit smaller, but they worked the stage really well.
Yep.
We had actually heard of them on Instagram stories or in like reels, because at night a lot of times we like flip through reels. And she had one a couple years ago that I remember get posted, and it's just her with like, she has really long hair, and like she's just on stage, and like I don't even know if she had a dress on that time, but it wasn't like what she wore in here or at the show. But and she was like, I bet you want to see a band do this, and I remember you watch like and doing the growls or whatever, and then you were like, oh, that'd be cool. We should check them out sometime.
I do not remember that.
And then
there's so many bands that I have screenshotted.
Oh yeah.
And they're on my phone, so I scroll through, and I have this weird screenshot of like this woman, like, what the fuck is this? And I have to like zoom in and read the description under it. It's like, oh shit, that was a band I needed to check out. Yeah. So I've got several of those that I need to go back through and do sometime.
Might be one of those screenshots.
They might be
a while back on your phone, but now we got to see them.
Yeah, it was a really good set. I loved them quite a bit. So like I said, they're the top of for me, they were the number one band after the end of the day.
It'd be fun to see again.
Yeah, for sure.
But it's another, like, kind of like Opal and Sky. Like, we found out about them from Instagram.
Apparently. I completely forgot.
Nail Bite's kind of Instagram as well. So it's like the small, like, like the bands that were there were definitely smaller bands, like local bands. Obviously, Broken Side's from New Mexico, so they're not local.
In Canada. But, I mean, they're all over the place, but there seem to be a lot of localer bands too, especially earlier in the bill. Yeah.
I mean, maybe Broken Side's on. Well, I guess they were on social media if they were on MySpace.
But. Yeah. Moving along to our final band of the night, we get Filth. We stayed around for 3-4 songs.
3 or 4 songs, yeah.
We didn't stay for the whole set. I think we were both a little tired at that point and just wanted to head back. We had to get up the next day and drive back home, which isn't that bad of a drive, honestly. No. Like, what, 3? No, it was about a 7-hour drive after stopping at Costco and shit.
No.
So 5 hours?
Like 4 hours.
No,
with
it was
Costco.
Whatever.
We left at 11.
And didn't get back till like 5.
We got back at 3.
It was like 5 when we got back.
Oh, I thought it was 3 o'clock.
It was late.
So 5 or 6 hours.
Yeah.
With Costco.
Yeah. Any case, they weren't horrible. I enjoyed liking. I remember liking the songs we saw of theirs. I was not expecting to like the songs, but I liked it.
At first I was like, oh, I'm not going to like this at all because it was like the band was up there, but then they had like 2 hype men in masks that were just like had Filth shirts on and then like their arms crossed. And I'm like, what the fuck? Like, why do you need hype men?
Just part of the stage ambiance.
It was. Yeah. But, and like I said, before they went on, I thought that they were like hardcore band, like that they were going to play for like 45 seconds. Cause at first we had talked about it. We're like, okay, we'll stay for like a couple songs and then we'll leave cause we're done. But I was like, well, who knows? We might stay for like 12 songs because if they're hardcore, they're going to be like 1 minute each.
And maybe that's why I went in like not expecting to like it as much because we thought it was going to be hardcore. And I know I've talked about like I'm starting to get into hardcore and enjoying it a little bit better, but that's after I know of the band. I don't seek them out. So like Malevolence and Dying Wish, I really enjoy, but then going to see a brand new hardcore band, it's like, I don't know if I'm going to enjoy this until after I see them sort of thing. So I was kind of expecting it to be like that.
But it was kind of rapped deathcore in a way.
Yeah, yeah.
Like there was rap lyrics, but then a lot of, the music was more deathcore.
Yeah, but it was like a deathcore that didn't sound like all the other deathcore, if I remember correctly. Or did it sound just like cookie cutter deathcore?
No, I think deathcore has different sounds. So.
I don't. So I remember liking it, so I must have thought it didn't have the same sound as every single fucking... Because on the way home, we listened to deathcore. Your like deathcore playlist or some shit. And it was very repetitive, and I got tired of it very quick. And I think on the way home, you're like, how long are you going to let me listen to this? And I was like, you can listen to it. I always pick the radio. Go ahead and listen to it. And by the end, about an hour away from the city, you're like, I'm done with this. Put something else on.
You started it with Glenwood.
That was from the night before.
Yeah,
and that's not deathcore.
Then it just...
No.
Lorna Shore is deathcore.
Not Glenwood. Glenwood's not. Glenwood is beautiful. It's a piece of art.
That's like you liking Whitechapel, but only like 3 songs.
The Hymns of Dissonance or whatever the fuck their new album sucks. I don't give a shit. It's not that good. It's repetitive. It sounds like every other deathcore bullshit that's out there now. Fuck that. I'm over this shit. It's all over the place.
Any hoodles. I liked Filth. Definitely different than what I thought it was going to be.
Yeah, no, I liked them too.
Yeah.
We could have stayed for the whole set, but also, again, drinking all day and being outside in the sun all day, I was tired and ready for bed.
And by that point, I had 1 bug bite on my ankle.
Which is enough. Like I don't know what the fuck your problem is. You get bit all the time by bugs, and then you get swollen up. And
I know. This time, like my whole ankle swelled up.
Yeah, whatever. I don't know.
Swelled up.
Those are the bands we saw.
Yes.
Let's get into prices real quick. Talk about pros and cons and like things good, things bad with the festival, and then do our wrap up of like festival rankings. And go from there. First off, with pricing, there were essentially 3 types of tickets you could buy. A general admission ticket, which was $35, got you into the festival, the 2 stages, the bands, all that shit.
I have to say that's a really good price.
I think it was a great price. $100 got you the VIP experience, which was the unlimited viewing of the main stages, or the ultimate viewing of the main stage, which I think is that back area behind where like the tattoo was. There was a like little step down where there was
where we sat.
Where like, there's like a couple picnic tables.
Couple picnic tables, some chairs.
Yeah. That little section may have been the ultimate VIP viewing area. To be fair, there was nobody guarding it. Anybody could have easily walked up, and I think people did. So it's like, okay, whatever. Private bathrooms, which is just access into the bar and private bar.
I mean, they were real bathrooms though.
Right. So. It was the bar area of that thing. Yeah. Which then came with air conditioning as well. And then VIP viewing area. VIP viewing area from the bar. So you could view it from the bar as well.
But that wasn't really open because they didn't have the doors open.
They didn't have the doors open, but they had the windows eventually unblocked that you could look out onto it. Yeah. They did have TV projectors inside, so their TVs were on the main screen or of the main stage. Yeah. One caveat there, they didn't have sound. And I talked to them and they said, our goal is to have sound for next year. So cool. It seems like they're improving on things year over year. Then you have, for $125, the Brewtal VIP, which got you everything in that VIP package. A Brewtal VIP lanyard. This is the one we bought, which here's the lanyard. We'll throw a photo of that up for better, instead of me just showing a fucking hand of it. Yes. Yeah. Exclusive print shirt. We'll throw all this shit up there. Hats and stickers, our hat and sticker.
So we got a couple hats.
Again, we'll throw photos of this shit up there. We got the black hat, and then we got the Care Bear color blue hat. Yeah. Or they had a pink one you could get.
Well, I had pink on there, but they only had one left. And I was like, well, if you have a different color, I'll take that.
Yeah. And then you got a bonus swag bag full of band and sponsor merch.
Yep.
So we're going to go through our little Brewtal bags we got. First off, the bags themselves are very cheap.
They're just like the Amazon, like that you get like 100 of them for. There's no marking on them or anything. They were different colors too. We got a yellow and a green one.
And they had like blue and pink and all that shit. Yeah. I will say at the merch table, you could buy one that had the Brewtal Fest logo on it. It was like black and had that on it. I wish we would have got like those ones instead.
Yeah. I mean, that would have been so easy for them to hand out. So.
Same with the hats. They had a embroidered hat. These are just sort of like a screen print type hat or whatnot. I think the hats were $25 down there. The screen print one was like $30, or the stitched one was like $35. So I wish we would have got the higher quality one, but whatever. Another thing we got in there were these mugs. They do have lights on the bottom, so there's a little button that you can click, and
it's like Disney World.
The lights will go up and whatnot at different rates and whatnot.
Stop it! You're waking the beast.
The kitty cat. Oh, he's up. Dinner time. I was expecting, because they sell these, you can just buy the mugs as well. I don't know what the price was, but you can like buy it on their website and ship. I was hoping and expecting it was glass.
Oh.
It makes sense that it's not glass. Yeah. I don't know why I would have thought it was going to be glass for some reason, other than like I'm in a mug club at Sound Growler, and you get like a glass there, glass mug there. So I was kind of expecting that, but again, I should not have, especially going to a festival. Of course it's going to be plastic. Yeah. Especially here in the States. There's no way it's not going to be plastic. We got the t-shirts. We'll throw those up there. I really like the t-shirt outside of the giant VIP on the bottom.
Yeah. If it was just the logo, it'd be better.
Yeah, I really hate that. Put the names of the bands who performed on the back as well. It's just that front image. So I wish that was, a little better.
Yeah. We didn't even unroll our shirts until we got home, but I saw people walking around with the VIP on them, and I'm like, I don't like that. I hope that's not what we got, and then that's what we got.
They did say to make sure you had your lanyard on at all times and clearly visible. I thought that was so you can get into the VIP area if you're back there and whatnot.
Yeah.
Otherwise, I would have taken it off, but I left mine on the entire time. Yeah. But whatever.
Yeah, I didn't mind the lanyard. I mean, the lanyard wasn't that bad. So.
Yeah.
We did they did have our names printed on them, and we took them off.
Oh, yeah. They were like just a little...
Like a little label thing.
Label makers, yeah.
Like full name. And I'm like, I don't like that my name is on here, so I took it off.
like I said, we got these early on and we consolidated them all in one bag, and we took one bag with just like our sunscreen and phone charger and all that in it. So we've kind of consolidated all of this, but basically we each got the mug, we each got the hat, we each got a filth koozie. I've been using the one I got, the camo one.
Mine was black.
We each also got this Approaching Autumn CD, Death. So that was really cool. We haven't listened to it yet. We have a CD player, but it's a piece of shit, so I need to buy a new one at some point, so we don't listen to CDs right now, but when we do, be checking that out.
Then we each got, I don't know which one got, but we got a blue and a purple nail bite bracelet.
One of our bags came with
I think we both got
these really tiny Midwest Brewtal Fest stickers.
I was just thinking, is this a sticker?
Yeah, I think it is.
Oh, it is. I was thinking it was a tattoo.
Oh, temporary tattoo.
Like it kind of looks like a temporary tattoo.
But it's just this little tiny 1 inch by 1 inch sticker.
Yeah, very small.
Very small, but cool, whatever. And then one of us got this Approaching Autumn sticker. Yep. So
was that everything that we got? I think so.
I think so.
Yeah. I was digging around, but I think that's everything. Yep.
And so they had just boxes and boxes of these sort of string bag things just sitting there. So when you'd walk up, they just grab one and they'd hand it to you when you checked in. I'm wondering if they just, because part of this was supposed to be not epic. What was the word they used?
No, wasn't it epic?
Was it epic merch? Yeah, I think the word was, you just looked this up, massive VIP perks and bands shit and swag and whatnot. So I'm wondering if they just basically asked the bands, like, what merch would you be willing to spare or share with us? Yeah. Or they had a pool of money that they went and then bought some shit from the bands, like the CDs and whatnot, and they got what they could. And then they just threw random shit in different bags, and what you got is what you got. So if there may have been a potential that we got other things, like you maybe, like if one bag got a different CD.
Yeah, for sure. Like depending on how they pulled them.
Yeah. So we just happened to be 2 bags really close and blah, blah, here's what we got. Like I said, we got the 125 it was listed as. I think ours was like 127.20 or something after like tax and shit. Like I think it was 120 and then $7 for tax or some shit like that. Is it worth it? Was like whatnot? I mean, if you're gonna do the VIP experience, might as well spend the extra $25.
Yeah, for sure, to get the shirt, the hat, like all that stuff.
I didn't realize it was just $25 more to get basically all this shit. A hat and a shirt alone, like the hat alone was $25. The shirt alone would have been $25, if not $50. So like, that was worth it. In terms of the VIP experience as a whole, that like exclusive little, if you're into that kind of shit, we don't like, the main reason we get VIP is the bathrooms. Yes.
I do not like porta potties.
So. And so like this one had a pretty decent bathroom set because it was a building.
Yeah, it was just a building. Yeah.
The other thing is the beers out in like the beer gardens and around the festival were roughly $10, I think. I think if you went and got the non-alcoholic, it was like $8 or whatnot. In the bar, the VIP bar, they were $5. Yeah. So half price beers. I drank probably quite a few beers to make up some of that money.
Yeah, I was thinking about that. I was like, I think your ticket was the same as a GA ticket because you drink enough beer.
So that alone was awesome. When we were in there, we got water and soda at no charge.
Yes.
Water throughout the festival seemed to be free.
It did. So they had coolers of bottled water, and then they also had a pump by the beer garden area.
Like a gallon, like an old gallon jug.
Yeah,
not gallon
5
jug.
gallon.
Yeah.
Yeah, like that you put on the
upside down
thing.
They had a
pump on it. So that was free. And then, we got ice water at the bar for free as well.
And then just bottles of water.
Sorry about that. Brian woke the beast, and he's walking all over the place.
Yeah, he might get locked up here soon.
But that was a big perk, is the free water.
And I've said this many times on other podcasts that we've done I feel like water should be free at all events, not music, not sports. Every event should have access to free water for your attendees. Yeah. The fact that you're charging for water to me is ridiculous. This place had free water throughout, and I was like, that is fucking phenomenal.
Yeah.
That's a huge plus for me for this particular festival.
Yeah, and cold water. I mean, they had coolers with ice, and I even heard one guy say like, "Oh, was it nice having the like as they were tearing everything down?" I heard him say like, ask one of the guys like, "Oh, was it nice having that cooler right there?" And he's like, "Yeah, that was like perfect because then I'm sure then they don't have to like hand the water out. It's just let them grab it."
Yep.
And at first I thought it was you had to buy something to get the water, but then I mean we got water.
You got one out of there, yeah, right?
Yeah.
I don't remember getting water out of the stands outside of
Oh, we did
the bar.
I thought we got a red bottle.
We may have. I just don't remember that. The bar also had food. We got the fried chicken sandwich. Second best fried chicken sandwich I think I've ever had. Maybe third next to Kuma's. But at the moment, I was very hungry, I think. It was a damn good.
It was really good.
Buffalo chicken sandwich.
Yes. That was one of the perks is the food. You could only get the restaurant food if you had the VIP experience. Otherwise, the outside had food that was cooked in the restaurant.
Yeah.
But it was a little bit different. Like
they had hot dogs. They had ribs, I think.
Yeah. Fries. And
I
a
can't remember what they
brat
had.
Or something.
Yeah, vegan brat, which is all right, whatever.
I don't know how you have a vegan brat when
Impossible meat. I don't know.
Oh, was it impossible meat?
It's got to be something like that. Tofu or some shit. I don't know. Any case, that was super awesome. So the price wise,
One more thing about the VIP is the bands are hanging out in the VIP area.
That was another thing they hyped up a lot as well,
Yeah.
and like the email communication to you, and then when they're selling it, it's like you can go hang out with the bands. Bands are going to be around all over, and the bands were.
They were, yeah. They were
we
all
sat
over the
next
festival.
to somebody I think from like Filth.
From Filth, yeah.
And somebody walked up, had them like sign his shirt, and we're just sitting there hanging out, and we get our beer and
That was when we got our chicken sandwich.
we ate our chicken sandwich, got our beer and water, and as we're leaving, I'm like, hey, you're in the band, right? He's like, yeah. It's like, you still have to play? He's like, yep. And I was like, have a great set. It's like, thanks. And that's like the end of the conversation we had.
I knew the vocalist for Filth.
Because he was on the other side of the bar.
On the other side, yeah.
But yeah, the bands were hanging out there. And again, if you're buying this particular VIP to see the bands, don't have to do that. They're more than likely going to be at their
just
merch
around.
booths selling their merch.
Yeah, but also if you're inside, you're not really hearing the music. So if you're just hanging out inside just to see the bands, you're not getting the festival.
Most of the time we were in there was in between set changes.
Yep. Just to go to the bathroom and get beer.
Yeah.
Basically.
Next year, if they get the sound pumped in there, that's going to be a little different probably. Yeah. So, I mean, again, if you're going to go $35, super fucking good for this.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
If you're getting the VIP, might as well spend the extra $25, honestly.
Yeah. Yeah, and it's not that bad with, if you're a beer drinker, it's not that bad because you're saving the money on the beer, and then you do get the swag or whatever they call it. So
I guess this is also sort of folding into the pros and cons of the festival or what could be different or better about it. One thing for me is, again, I went in expecting a beer festival.
Yeah.
And it was not. It was just their beer, basically.
Yeah.
And maybe like Bud Light or some shit. I don't know.
I don't even think they had Bud Light.
I think they may have. I just can't remember. I think they did down at the...
at that one stand?
At the one.
That was the other thing about a beer festival. There was only the non-alcoholic beer. Unless you had the VIP, there was only the non-alcoholic beer and then one other stand. At the bottom of the hill that had beer.
And it was their beer, so it wasn't a bunch of different breweries. I was expecting to get like a little tiny glass and go around and try samples.
Yeah. You want like a decibel.
Yeah, I do. That's what I wanted. And it's like, given the name Brewtal Fest, I was expecting awesome beer festival where you walk up. I expected more brutal music, to be fair.
Some was.
Going in, that's what I expected. Yeah. By the end of the day, I was like, the music was harder than I expected to get.
Oh.
I went in expecting more emo-y metalcore, honestly.
Okay.
And we didn't necessarily get that much of that. So, all in all, the brew aspect of this wasn't the greatest.
It's their own festival.
Yeah, the beer was good. The beer was really good that I had. I only had the IPA.
You just said you need to venture out more.
When there's a bad IPA. Like last time we were in Milwaukee, the week before, we went to a couple. God damn it. Yes, that place. I had a couple IPAs that weren't that good, that were local IPAs, and they weren't that good. So I need to try other styles when the IPA sucks. But this place had a really good IPA, so I drank that all day for $5 a pint. So really good pricing. So that was one thing I would change. The other thing we sort of alluded to earlier, the staff.
Yeah.
So I get it that like if you're, and there's probably volunteer staff, honestly, I would expect it to be
probably like,
a good
you
chunk
get
of it.
to see music. So just work.
And you just work like a 4-hour shift or something. At the end of your shift, take your shirt off.
Yeah.
Have a different shirt to wear, because as you said, there were times where you would see people in staff shirts walking around in the crowd. Cool, whatever, that happens. Yeah. But walking around in the crowd drinking beers. And at that point, it's like, I don't think the staff should be drinking. And so...
Yeah, it's a little wishy-washy there.
Yeah.
I even saw, like, you were talking about the paint and stuff. They had a table where, like, some younger people... I don't want to say that they were kids, because they were probably, like, young 20s.
Yeah.
But they were, like... putting paint all over their clothes and all over their faces and stuff. And at one point I saw like security sitting there, and like they were doing that to him, like putting paint all over him and stuff. And then he just went right back to being security in front of the stage.
Right.
Which I get, like everybody needs a break and all that stuff, but that's where definitely the community aspect came, where like all the staff, everybody working there, and even people who were there to see the show were all friends.
Yep.
Or like all, which is fine. Like,
right.
But there is somewhat...
There needs to be a differentiation between crowd and event staff.
Yeah, and security and all that
once
stuff.
You transition between those realms, there needs to be a clear differentiation.
Yeah.
And the shirt was that differentiation.
Yes, yeah.
But when you're wearing that shirt in the crowd, God forbid there's an emergency and somebody goes up to you and, oh shit, my shift is over.
Yeah, I'm 5 beers in, like I can't help.
Like... take your shirt off and you avoid that situation at that point in time.
Yeah.
And again, as you said, it's the community aspect of it. So this was very small. If this gets any bigger though, that's where it starts to become a bigger issue.
It was very small. And look, I mean, nothing big happened. I mean, no emergency happened or whatever. But if something did happen, or like you said, if it gets bigger, there definitely needs to be that separation there. Like, we've all worked jobs where it's like you're just working with your friends, and we get it. But yeah, you definitely... I do have to say, though, every staff person that we talked to was super nice.
Oh, yeah, for sure.
Like, we never had a bad experience with the staff person.
No, the staff was awesome. The security was awesome. Yeah. It was just more of that, when you're off your shift, make sure I know you're off your shift type thing. Yeah. But those are sort of the big things I would change, I think, for this.
Yeah, I would agree there. We did talk about stage placement would be, when we were there, having both stages at the top of the hill and maybe all the merch at the bottom of the hill sort of thing, just for a differentiation and for us old people not to walk up the hill so much.
We've seen festivals like that where it's like the stages are right next to each other. This was kind of cool that, they're opposite. You got to go up and down the hill and whatnot, but at the same time it was... fuck. By the end of the day.
That's why I stayed by the, like on that. So by the building, they had like a little wall built out thing. And then where you were talking about earlier, where there's some picnic tables and stuff, I sat there for probably 2 bands because I was just like, I'm just going to sit here because you could see both stages. You could hear both stages. There was a groundhog.
Yeah, I forgot about the groundhog.
Chewing away at his little bunker thing. That was so cute.
There,
I have a video of that. We could put the video in. But he's just chewing away at his little house,
listening to some music, having some fun as the dusk went by.
Yeah,
the festival grounds themselves were fucking amazing.
Yeah,
it was a beautiful festival as a whole.
Yeah, I could see so much potential for this.
And I don't know how old this is, like how long they did it last year for sure. I don't know if they did it before that or not.
Yeah, their Instagram is very blah. Yeah, so it was hard to tell like what they did.
So I mean, I think there's a lot of room for improvement.
Yeah.
I would definitely throw in more beer. For beer selection, if you're gonna do a beer festival, have like a proper, here's my little tiny glass. Like I don't necessarily need the mug. I'd buy a glass mug from the merch or from the bar or something that I would, at the end of the night you can pick it up type thing as you're leaving. And then for the beer, get like a little tiny plastic cup like most beer festivals do, and then walk around and do samples. Anything else for improvements or negatives that you have for it?
They could fix their bridge.
You have the other one. I liked the rickety bridge.
No, it wasn't that bad, and I enjoyed. There was a couple times where I just like was staring at the river or the creek.
The creek going through.
Yeah, definitely not a river, but a creek going through.
Black butterflies that turned out to be
dragonflies. Yeah,
flying all over.
It was peaceful to be out there too.
All right, moving on to festival rankings, I guess, before we wrap it up, or anything else for you?
That's fine.
All right.
You didn't listen to anything I said.
No, it was peaceful. You liked it. I heard all that. Sure. For you watching, we'll throw it up on the screen. But for those listening, let's go through our... I think we have 13. We'll go through all 13. For me, I have Chicago Open Air, 16 and 17 at number 1. I have Headbangers Boat, All Years at number 2. Incarceration at number 3. We only went in 2025. Milwaukee Metal Fest, 2023 to 2026, when we started going, at number 4. Denver Beer and Metal Fest, 2022 through 2024, at 5. Riot Fest with VIP at 6. Knotfest Iowa, 2024. Number 7, Upheaval, 2022 at number 8. I'm going to stop saying the years unless there's multiple, or there's a reason to say the year. Lala at number 9, Rockfest at 23, Picnic at 16, Open Air 2019, because that was so different than those other years. That's at number 12. And my very last that I have is Knotfest or Linefest Iowa 2021. For you, running through yours real quick, very similar. We have Chicago Open Air 16-17 at 1, Headbangers Boat at number 2, Milwaukee Metal Fest number 3, Incarceration followed by Denver Beer and Metal, then Riot Fest with VIP, Knotfest Iowa 2024, Upheaval, Rockfest, Lala, Picnic, Chicago Open Air 2019, and Knotfest Iowa. Is that the exact same? No, Lala and Rockfest are flipped for us.
Whatever.
And then basically roughly the same. Where does this fall for you?
I don't know, around Lala probably.
Before or after Lala? Would you prefer to go to Lala or would you prefer to go to this?
This.
Oh, okay. So you would put Lala at number 10. Just above that, you have Rockfest.
Oh, it'd be above Rockfest, so.
How about above Upheaval?
No.
So, okay, you would go Knotfest Iowa at number 7, Upheaval at number... No, you said, yeah, no, Upheaval at number 8, then this at number 9, and then Rockfest, Lala, Picnic. Okay.
What would you put it?
That is tough. Honestly, I'm going to go number 12.
Oh, really? That far down?
Yeah, it's going to, rounding out the bottom of the list, I have Upheaval at 8, Lala at 9, Rockfest at 10, Picnic at 11, then this at 12.
Okay. Why did you put it so low, though?
I really enjoyed this. I don't see us going back.
No, I don't.
Anytime soon.
Unless there's a band that we know or something that's going to be there.
Even then, it's sort of like, I don't know.
Okay.
I thought it was really good. I thought there's a lot of potential. I have no sort of like underlying negatives about it. But Lala happens, it just needs one band for me to go to Lala because it's so close. If we lived 30, 40, maybe an hour away from this place, an hour and a half, I'd drive to this and drive home. The fact that we have to drive, get a hotel, like that adds to the expenses. To me, that's not necessarily worth the trip, if that's making sense.
Yeah.
If we were close, this would be much higher for me personally. Yeah. So, yeah.
I think there's a lot of potential. I like the grounds. I think that they did well with the stage setup and all that stuff. So that's why I put it kind of there in the middle.
Yeah, I mean, I agree with all of that. 100% agree with that. It's just more of
so you ranked it as would I go again?
What do I see going to more?
Yeah.
I can see going to Lala more than this. I can see going to Picnic more than this, even though we've never been back to the Picnic Fest.
I don't like Lala. I didn't like Lala.
Yeah, we do the same thing though.
Scene.
It would be show up for Tool, who's playing.
Yeah, show up for the one band
an hour before their set, and
it's just not my scene.
Yeah.
Granted, I just told you I like when Lala's in town because I like walking by.
I mean, I love people watching too. But
going in and no, it's not my scene. So
unless you're going to see Metallica or one other band, again, whatever. Even though it's a low ranking for me, I truly did love this festival. I thought it was fucking awesome.
Yeah, I'm excited to see what they can do.
I hope it grows. I hope it keeps growing.
Too. Yeah.
I hope a lot more people show up in the future because again, there weren't that many people.
I know. I was trying to think like 200, 300 people.
Yeah.
Is that too many?
Oh no, that's probably
about right. Well, I mean, of all the stands,
500.
You think so?
Yeah, with all the staff and
well, I was gonna say because most of the people we didn't really say this, but a lot of the people were staff, bands, or people with bands.
So are you counting only people who bought?
Yeah.
Okay, then maybe 300 is pushing it.
Yeah, I don't know. I don't know what it would be.
Again, that line wasn't that long when we showed up to get in.
No.
And it
never really continued.
Once it came through, it was like done. And it was hard to tell who re-entered when they weren't supposed to, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But I guess that's one other thing that I'd like to see change, just wrapping up as we ramble. Don't fucking charge for parking.
Yeah.
If you're going to shut down your parking lot, the parking should have been free. It really should have been free. Especially for your VIP.
Yeah.
If you're going to charge $100,
yeah.
I don't think $100 is worth it for the VIP.
To get $5 beers and bathrooms?
What?
And a chicken sandwich? I mean, we had to pay for the chicken sandwich.
We did. Yeah, I don't. Maybe that's pushing it. But if it included free parking, then that's worth it.
Yeah. It'd be funny if we go back and read and it was supposed to be free for VIP.
It didn't have it listed. Yeah. In any case, like I said, this was a fucking awesome festival. Yeah. It was live music, so that's the most important thing for us.
Yeah. And sorry, I know you're trying to wrap this up. I know you are. I kind of, by the middle of the day, I kind of took it as like a street fest or like just to hang out. We've talked about that so much where a lot of the street fests in Chicago are not metal music.
Nope.
But it was just kind of to us, or to me anyways, was just like a kind of hang out, hear some music, see some bands. You know, like we had good conversation away from the stage. We weren't talking near the stage, but like that's how I took it by the middle of the day.
It definitely had a Chicago street fest vibe to it with music I appreciated more.
Yes.
And a crowd I appreciated more.
Yes. Yeah.
Going to street fest in Chicago can be a pain in the fucking ass sometimes because the people are fucking assholes at times.
Right. And they get so packed.
It gets so packed. There's so many people and like I just feel like sometimes you can just tell they're judging you for whatever reason and whatnot. Here it was like, it's our people.
Right.
It's a street fest for us, by us, for us. I just said that, but whatever. You know what I'm saying?
That's why when we go to street fest, we go when Ravi's playing so that we can have a little bit of our people for a moment.
So I get that. I do get that. And I felt that same thing. Cool to wrap it up now?
You're more than welcome to. I'll interrupt you if a thought pops in my head.
But just like a street fest, this was live music, which is the most important thing to us. The first time wasn't put on like that, but whatever. Point is, we always end this saying, go support live music, go check out art, all that fun shit. So assume I did something more eloquent than this. Go see some live music and we might see you out there.
Bye.